So, guys, did you know that the Republican Party are a bunch of liars? Oh, I know, it's a shocker. And they're basically lying about literally everything when it comes to the fucking government shutdown. But basically, I think they have had every single agency website saying that the sort of fault of the shutdown is that of the fucking Democratic Party, which, by the way, is a violation of the fucking Hatch Act. You are not allowed to use federal assets to basically act partisan. Not federal assets, but federal sort of federal departments are not supposed to be, so like HUD and shit like that, are not supposed to be fucking partisan. They are supposed to be nonpartisan. So the fact that they are saying as partisan shit as like, yeah, dude, actually, and it's been like all of them. It's like the Department of Transportation, HUD, all of them on their fucking websites and on their Twitter accounts have been saying that, and especially the White House, of course, have been saying that it is the fault of the Democratic fucking Party that the shutdown is occurring, when that is not the case. Like, the Republicans, literally under Trump, said that, or rather, Trump said, quite literally, that, hey, don't bother negotiating with them. You should not fucking negotiate with them. They're just going to go along with it anyways. Which is why the fact that Chuck Schumer and his fucking stupid, goofy looking head ass, him deciding to go along with culture back in March during the first time when a government shutdown was about to happen, was incredibly fucking damaging, because now the Republican Party can have the talking point about, like, well, I mean, you stopped it before, like, why are you not stopping it now? It's just like, damn, Chuck, if you weren't fucking such a jellyfish before and just, talked about how ridiculously partisan you were talking about how ridiculously partisan the fucking bill was, and you decided to go along with it in order to, I don't know, capitulate yet again for no fucking reason, is the main reason why the Republican Party can now make that sort of fucking talking point. Because again, you could talk about like dirty handed tricks and like precisions and whatnot, whatever, like none of that language really fucking matters. It's all hyper technocrat fucking bullshit that the American people don't give much of a fuck about or understand. Like, all you have to do is just say, like, we tried to negotiate with the Republican Party. They said no, fuck you, suck our dick, eat our shit, and now we're here, and we're not going along with that bullshit. And it's just like, done, easy, the most easy shit on the fucking planet. And people will understand that. It's like, oh, okay, I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, like, if they're saying that they don't want to fucking talk with you, and they need to talk with you, then yeah, they can go fuck themselves. But, what does Mike Johnson have to say about this?
Oh. HUD had on its agency webpage blaming radical Democrats for this. Is that an appropriate use of taxpayer money being overtly political? It's something we haven't seen before.
I think what the HUD website says is the objective truth that we're telling you right now.
Guys, we're violating the Hatch Act. We're violating the rules and the law, and we're just okay with it. We love it. We love violating the rules. We've never given a fuck at all about the rules. Fuck that shit. And we're just going to take advantage of the fucking Democrats as much as possible. Again, the only reason why the Republicans are even able to at all get away with any of this stuff is because of that voting culture, dude. The amount of fucking goddamn damage that did because of Schumer's fucking cowardice. Because again, I'm gonna be quite honest. Every single Democratic official, every single Democratic institution, everyone in the House, everyone was saying to Chuck Schumer, do not vote for culture. Don't fucking do it. Let the government shut down. Let it shut down, because this, like, they're just going to keep doing the same thing, and they're not going to want to negotiate with us. He didn't listen, and guess what? Now the fucking Republicans are using that as an opportunity to try to be like, well, they're going to vote for us with the continuing resolution anyway, so fuck it. Who cares? Don't have to deal with them. It's just like, thank you, Chuck. Thank you for capitulating to the incredibly dishonest side that was never about being honest to begin with. Very, very cool.
There are 44 Democrats in the Senate.
Oh yeah, and they're just like willing to violate the law because fuck it, who cares? Like, laws don't matter. They're not going to suffer any consequences for it, so that's cool.
And by the way, every Democrat in the House except one who voted to shut the government down, they are the ones that made that decision. The White House, the executive branch, take no.
I'll keep in mind this exact same motherfucker right here. This, like, I don't know, a dude who wants to goon so hard and be homosexual as much as possible is having his dumbass son watch his fucking porn intake for him to make sure that he doesn't slip away from the path. Like, is just totally and wholeheartedly okay with just like lying about like literally anything. It's so fucking stupid. Like Coffeezilla did say, Crime is basically legal now. Who gives a fuck about any of this stuff? Who cares about any of the rules? So, yeah, I mean, if crime is legal, fuck it. Do some fucking crime. Listen, shut up, suck some dick, do some crime. Who gives a shit? Like, you're not gonna face any consequences about it. These guys are openly and brazenly doing fucking goddamn crime. Like, who gives a fuck? Just do it. Do it. Who gives a shit?
No pleasure in this. But when they are tasked with determining what their priorities are, obviously, they're going to follow their principles and priorities and not the other team. That's the results of an election that everybody voted.
Yeah, but you were putting together partisan fucking bills that the Democrats were never gonna fucking vote for. Like, they were just like, it's like, we're not, like, none of our demands are even in here, and this isn't a negotiation, so you can go, like, fuck yourself. Yeah, we're not gonna vote for this. Oh, by the way, all in the meanwhile, while this fucking goddamn shutdown is going on, President Trump is also, again, wholeheartedly trying to do attempted election interference within the New York mayoral city race, trying to do bribery and extortion like statutes, violating civil rights, and doing constitutional violations, trying to go after Zohran Mamdani to make sure that he doesn't win, because, of course, he really wants Andrew Cuomo to win, because he wants a little stooge in there that'll basically follow his fucking orders. Self-proclaimed New York City communist Zohran Mamdani, who is running for mayor, will prove to be one of the best things ever to happen to our great Republican Party. Yeah, dude, by improving the material conditions within the New York City. Oh, by the way, in Staten Island, which is a conservative area of New York, Zohran Mamdani is polling at second place within Staten Island. He's polling well with fucking conservatives, dude. Because, again, people are just sick and tired of the corporate stoogery and thuggishness and buffoonery, and just want someone to make the city that they live in more affordable. Meanwhile, in reality, for people like Donald Trump and dumbasses like Andrew Cuomo, they just want fucking people to suffer for, I don't know, existing. They just want to funnel up more money to the fucking corporations and the rich, who definitely need more money than ever now. Let's be honest here. Oh boy. He's gonna have problems with Washington like no mayor in the history of our great city. What, are you gonna do an invasion? Like, again, like what, Zohran Mamdani gets sworn into office and then all of a sudden you're gonna do a military occupation? Are you insane? That's a rhetorical question. Yeah, you are fucking insane. You would do something like that. Remember, he needs the money from me as president in order to fulfill all of his fake communist promises. So he's basically saying he's going to withhold fucking federal funding. And, well, let's be honest here, that's already been appropriated to go to New York City. A small percentage of New York City relies on fucking federal funding. They don't really get much federal funding for many of their public programs. And if they have to reappropriate funds and money from somewhere else, they can just do that and just say, like, fuck you. Like, Zohran, I probably would believe, the same with the governor of New York and New York State in general, probably have a lot of contingencies. But by the way, this is illegal. He can't fucking do this. So that's really, really cool. And yeah, you are correct yet again, Alex and Boy Meets Smitty. New York is a net contributor to federal funding anyway. So it's just like, well, I mean, if the federal government's not going to give us our federal funding, how about we reappropriate some of that fucking funding that we are a net tax contributor to? Well, we could just take some funding from there instead. Like, I don't know, is there any law against that? Maybe, but as far as we're concerned, you can go, like, fuck yourself if you're not willing to give the federal money that's owed to New York City. Because, again, that's, like, the only strategy that he has in order to try to get people to comply with him. Not gonna fucking work. Again, New York is a net tax contributor. They can just redistribute some of those fucking taxes, and the federal government can just not get as much. How about them fucking apples? Oh, and that'd be states' rights. I thought you care about, like, states' rights. Oh, what happened to that, Trump? Remember, he needs the money from me. He won't be getting any of it, which is illegal. So what's the point of voting for him? Okay, yeah, they just get more fucking money from taxes anyways. In New York. New York is a net tax contributor. Like, it's so stupid. This ideology has failed, always for thousands of years. Communism is about 200 years old. It's not even 200 years old. It's not existed for thousands of years. Are you okay, man? Capitalism hasn't even existed for thousands of years. Are you okay, man? You're just stupid. Like, just stupid. It will fail again, and that's guaranteed. President DJT. You know, a lot of the arguments that communists have talking about how it's generally outside forces being the main contributors for as to why communism ends up failing is just being confirmed by this complete utter fucking moron. And by the way, he's trying to do this during the goddamn fucking shutdown. He decides to say this shit, which is why it's incredibly fucking stupid. But yeah, you know, violating the appropriations clause of the fucking Constitution, violating, civil rights violations by retaliating against voters or cities for election choices that they have. Like, trying to, of course, bribe people like Andrew Cuomo and shit like that. He's just literally doing everything fucking possible in order to be able to, well, make that fucking suffer. Well, see, no, I'm talking, well, people like who are defenders of the fucking Soviet Union are okay with both Bolshevik-style centralization, boy meets many. They only talk about the outside forces being the main failures. But that's a whole other different fuck-a-McGee rigmarole. And the Democrats in response have decided to put out some like AI fucking slop videos. And I have a lot to say about stuff like this. It's unfortunately effective, generally speaking, because of, well, George Bush. The death of critical thinking in education is a topic that I have broadly speaking talked about consistently on this fucking channel. Death of subjectivity video, of course, withstanding. I'll stick that probably in the description. You know, Dink Donk Daho mentioning the death of subjectivity yet again, simply due to the fact that shit like this is as effective as it is in terms of explaining the government shutdown, I think is a very, very fucking bad thing. The fact that people are wholeheartedly incapable of fitting in another person's shoes and can't critically think for themselves because of, well, the systemic defunding of education that has happened throughout many decades within the United States of America, and the fact that the United States is so balkanized and so individualized as it is, making it such that people are just wholeheartedly incapable of being able to fit in another person's shoes. Again, death of subjectivity. This is exactly what it fucking looks like. And again, like, the fact that stuff like this is as effective as it is, it's just like, it hurts me to my fucking soul. Like, people should be capable of being able to think for themselves and think critically and have an understanding for as to why these certain conditions on the ground are the way that they are. But again, with the current people that are in power, who both take corporate stooges, not corporate stooges, but corporate fucking cash, they have it such that there is a vested interest such that, well, you know, people being critically fucking educated on their own material conditions, we don't want any of that. That's inconvenient because they may start to organize and push back against the corporate sort of, well, consolidation of wealth and power into the hands of fewer and fewer, which has been consistently happening throughout the history of fucking capitalism. But let's take a look at the fucking video.
Republican and Democrat kiddies cannot agree on what should be funded. Democrat kiddies want you to have health care. Republican kiddies do not. Republican kiddies control the Senate, House, and the White House, so they're using that to cut your health care and give money to billionaires. Democrat kiddies...
The fact that this is being effective, because I'm seeing, like, cases of this being effective on, like, a bunch of, like, normie centrists. Dude, Boy Meets Mini Alex, I think your country is fucking cooked, bros.
Dies of cringe.
Yeah, definitely dies of fucking cringe. Like, because there's also economic reasons why stuff like this is as effective as it is. The reason for that is because people are really fucking poor and do not have time to look at the news and study any of this stuff. That's the main issue. The reason why I take a look into this stuff is because I am interested in taking a look into this stuff. And I, unfortunately, have a lot of fucking time on my hands. Thank you, job market, for being so fucking dog shit. But I also like to think, and I'm going to suck my dick here a little bit, super suck my dick here, is the reason why is because I am fundamentally fucking curious and like looking into this stuff. And broadly speaking, understand that a lot of people think in particular different ways, and it's important to understand how people think if you want to be able to properly interact with people. But yeah. And yeah, you're 1000% correct, Boy Meets Mini. It's also because America is very, very fucking sports brained. And honestly, with media narratives as well, right? Constantly, in terms of media narratives, there has to be a start point and an end point, and has to like sort of follow that in a very like straightforward path. And I blame again death of subjectivity on that, right? The fact that people are just wholeheartedly incapable of like critical thinking, education is as bad as it is in America. Like, this is what happens. Now people are just going to have like, I don't know, AI swap videos explaining to you like why there has to be like, I don't know, like Democrat kitty and Republican kitty talking about like why the government shutdown is fucking happening. It's so fucking stupid, man. Like, it's so fucking cooked, bro. Like, man, the death of education and also the enshittification of, let's be honest here, of social media and the internet has been a huge contributing factor for us to why, well, critical education within America has just been getting way, way worse, and critical thinking for people has been getting way, way worse.
Kitty tries to negotiate, but Republican Kitty keeps running away. He has a vacation to get to. Uh-oh, suddenly the money you pay for your health insurance has tripled.
I mean, it's true, by the way. The House Republicans were all on vacation while the negotiations were happening. Yeah, it's just like, okay, bro, whatever. And it's unfortunate that shit like this is going to be effective. But here, what do we have here? Democratic Republican, not Republican, but Representative Madeline Dean confronts Speaker Johnson. The president is unhinged. He is unwell. Our allies are looking elsewhere. Wait, she's just correct, by the way. Yeah. Everyone, broadly speaking, thinks America is a laughingstock because of the fucking buffoon that is currently in power. Nobody treats America seriously anymore, and it's because of all the dumbass fucking policies and sycophants that he has around him, and all the policies that he's doing. Yeah, objectively speaking, she is right. And she has also said this during the fucking goddamn, let's be honest here, during the shutdown. Because, again, the Republican Party is not willing to fucking negotiate. And again, part of it to blame is on the Democrats for this one. Part of it, of course, because of that vote on fucking culture that Chuck Schumer decided to go along with for some fucking reason. We all know what the actual reason is. I'm saying this rather surreptitiously. It's because he has his own fucking corporate masters and donors that he also wants to get more and more money from, and have sort of like, well, generally speaking, more and more sort of wants to allow them to have like more and more control within the fucking government. So you shouldn't be honestly negotiating with terrorists, man. These people are fucking terrorists.
The president is unhinged. He is unwell. What are you doing? A lot of folks on your side are too. I don't control. Oh my God, please. That performance.
Dude, like, literally, the Democrats have been trying to bend over backwards to try to fucking negotiate with you. And, literally, in response to the fucking negotiations that the President of the United States had, he put out an AI video with mariachi music playing in the background with Hakeem Jeffries in a fucking mustache and a sombrero with some fucking maracas. It's just like, that's the response that you have. Again, like I said before, do not negotiate with these people. Let the shutdown keep fucking going. Like, who cares if they fire federal workers? They've been already doing that. Who gives a shit? They're already doing that, and we'll keep doing that. It doesn't fucking matter. It's so fucking stupid.
It's in front of the generals? That
I didn't see it.
is so dangerous.
Oh, you didn't fucking say that, dude. Like, yeah, the whole, like, LARP cope tier shit, that stupid, like, attempted Rome Total War general-esque speech that Pete Hegseth was doing in order to give some kind of rallying cry to the troops. Meanwhile, Trump is saying that the National Guard should be deployed to Democrat cities to have them act as, like, target practice on American fucking citizens is insane, dude. Like, come on, Mike. Like, I don't know, maybe you're more busy trying to make sure that you don't look at gay porn or something during this hard, stressful time. Very cool, bro.
Foreign Affairs and Appropriations. This is a collision of those two things. Our allies are looking elsewhere. Our enemies are laughing.
I just left
You
the
have a
speaker's,
president who is, you have a president who is unwell.
She's just
The
correct
president
here,
is
by the way. Like, yeah, everyone thinks that you people are fucking oafish buffoons and clowns. And literally, he, like, was advocating for the National Guard to use Democrat cities as, like, target practice, for fuck's sake, on American cities. That is genuinely fucking insane. But I don't know. We have JD Vance also joining in on the fucking lie train with Caroline Leavitt also starting the fucking lie train. Let's see. What does our favorite pudgy doughboy have to say?
Well, thank you, Caroline. Good afternoon to everybody, and good afternoon to everybody who's watching at home. It's a tough act to follow, but let me just say a few things, and I'll take a few questions. Number one, Democrats say that they care a lot about lowering healthcare costs, and yet, when the president took historic action to work with the drug companies to lower prescription drug prices, the Democrats did nothing to help us. In fact, we would have loved to have the Democrats helping us, but they didn't. They talk about doing something.
So, by the way, the historic action, quote unquote, was not actually negotiate with the drug companies. What he means by negotiate with the drug companies is saying to foreign drug makers that they should just lower their own prices for whatever reason, and is like offering fucking nothing whatsoever. Just like he's gonna slap tariffs on them to basically incentivize American drug makers to lower their prices of drugs, when it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's not how any of this works. And by the way, drug prices have been going up in the United States of America.
Something. They don't actually do the hard work of making it happen. What they've done instead is to shut down the government because we won't give billions of dollars to healthcare funding for illegal aliens. That is what has actually happened. The American people.
An objective lie, by the way. There is nothing in there that says that Medicare and Medicaid, which are the healthcare sort of social safety nets that are being cut by the one big beautiful bill, are the main things that the Democrats are asking for to be through the ACA fucking tax credits, which are again social safety nets which illegal aliens do not have fucking access to. They have never had access to any of that stuff. You people are full of shit and lying when you are saying that, especially when you talked about, oh, this is all just to like cut waste, fraud, and abuse. It's just like, no, this is fucking stupid. Like, very, very fucking dumb. And yeah, like you're saying, Alex, it was a fucking stupid plan. Like, please raise your prices in Europe, basically. And it's just like, the reason why the drug prices in Europe are lower is because the state negotiates with the companies. Like, that's what it is. Just make regulations, and then you can lower the prices. That's how it fucking works. You force people to negotiate. But then again, Trump doesn't fundamentally believe in truth or negotiation. He just wants to be an oafish, bullish buffoon and just get his fucking way. And when everyone just, like, looks at that and says, like, lol, lamau, fuck off, and it doesn't work inevitably, then he just, like, shock Pikachu faces when his, like, dumbass idea doesn't fucking work. Because, again, he's just a fucking buffoon.
People who are watching, the reason your government is shut down at this very minute is because...
Oh, yeah, and by the way, yeah, they're lying about illegal aliens. Again, like, the social safety nets that are getting cut in the one big beautiful bill, illegal aliens do not have access to them.
Despite the fact that the overwhelming majority of congressional Republicans and even a few moderate Democrats supported opening the government, the Chuck Schumer AOC wing of the Democratic Party shut down the government because they said to us, we will open the government, but only if you give billions of dollars of funding for healthcare for illegal aliens. That's a ridiculous proposition.
We don't even know if some of those, like, centrist moderate Democrats or really rhinos are even sort of, like, agreeing to reopen the government. Again, he's just lying.
Let me say two other quick things, and again, I'll take some questions. Number one, we all understand that Democrats and Republicans have policy disagreements. The Democrats want to do things. Look, when Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries were here a couple of days ago, they made some suggestions that the president was more than happy to say, yes, let's sit down and talk about how we can solve the healthcare crisis that we inherited from the Biden administration. But it's one thing to say that we should solve the healthcare crisis for Americans.
What healthcare crisis from fucking Biden, dude? What are you talking about? What healthcare crisis was happening? Again, just schizophrenically make up random bullshit and just accept no fucking culpability for the fact that your fucking big beautiful bill, your big policy proposal is going to be the main thing that is fucking cutting healthcare. Again, and people are starting to fucking feel it already. Rural hospitals all across the US have been closing. Oh, crazy. And again, they talk about how there's a $50 billion fund for being made available for rural hospitals. Guess what it was under Biden? At $150 billion. That's a cut of $100 billion. I know that simple math is seemingly really difficult for Republicans and people like you, JD Vance, but 150 minus 50 is 100. Oh my, whoa, oh my God, it's basic fucking math, which means there was a cut of $100 billion there, JD.
It's another thing to say that we're going to shut down the government unless we give the Democrats every single thing that they want, which, as Caroline says, includes giving billions of dollars of taxpayer funding for healthcare for illegal migrants. That's ridiculous. You don't have policy disagreements that serve as the basis for a government shutdown. Let's have the conversation about how to fix American healthcare, about how to make healthcare more accessible. As the president showed, he's more than willing to act on behalf of the American people for this very reason. What you don't do is say, unless...
Like, literally the only reason why these talking points even exist is because these motherfuckers just do not want to take any responsibility for the fact that the one big beautiful bill is going to cut their voters' health care, and they just don't want to own up to it. They can't fucking own up to it because they know if they own up to it and say like, yeah, our bill just cuts taxes for the rich, it's gonna make them look horrible.
You do exactly what we want to do as congressional Democrats. We're taking a hostage. And the hostage, it turns out, is critical, essential services that the American people need. Caroline talked about some of it. Let me talk about some more. Our troops are not getting paid starting today because of the Chuck Schumer wing of the Democratic Party. We have people who require food assistance, low-income Americans who require food assistance, who will not get it unless we reopen the government, thanks to Chuck Schumer and his wing of the Democratic Party. We have flood insurance. As we start hurricane season in the southeastern part of our country, that flood insurance is going to disappear because of Chuck Schumer and the far left of the Democratic Party. We need to reopen
by the way, these are all programs, again, SNAP benefits, and also FEMA. These are all things that the Republican Party have also cut. They have cut all of these fucking programs through Doge and the fucking one big beautiful bill. Again, these are problems of your own making. You did this. You did this stuff. And you're expecting the fucking Democrats to capitulate and just like show their bellies up again. I really do have to tell you just how fucking damaging it was for Chuck Schumer's stupid fucking head ass to try to just instantaneously capitulate during March on that vote and culture, because that's the only reason why they are just being this fucking brazen. It's all because of you, Chuck.
Let's fix America's problems. Let's work together to solve them. But let's reopen the government before we have our negotiation about healthcare policy. That's what the American people demand, and that's certainly what the President of the United States wants. Let me make one final point. I think a lot of Americans...
Please, Democrats, don't use the slight modicum of power that we decided to give you for no reason. Please don't use that against us. We're going to cry, bitch, and moan and complain about it, because that's all they can. That's all that these motherfuckers can do, is just cry, bitch, moan, and complain about literally everything.
Are asking themselves, why did this happen? Why did the Democrats shut down the government despite, as Caroline said, voting on the exact same piece of legislation 6 months ago? And there are a lot of different spins that we can put on it, a lot of different answers that we could give, all of them true. One answer I already gave is that they want to give healthcare benefits to illegal aliens. That is true. They gave us
that is a lie.
Text that would have undone us.
Again, that is a lie. They are trying to get the tax credits for the ACA and are also trying to help mitigate the cuts that are done on Medicaid and Medicare. Again, those are all social safety nets that illegal migrants do not have access to. They pay into them through taxes, so if in reality, they are really a subsidy. Again, lie. Just keep lying. It doesn't matter. You can just keep lying. The sycophants are just going to buy this shit hook, line, and sinker. Just keep lying. Who cares?
Off healthcare benefits for illegal aliens. That's one of the things that they asked for. But the reality here, and let's be honest about the politics, is that Chuck Schumer is terrified she's going to get a primary challenge from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. The reason why the American people's government is shut down is because Chuck Schumer is listening to the far left radicals in his own party because he's terrified of a primary challenge. So I invite Chuck Schumer to join the moderate Democrats and 52 Senate Republicans, do the right thing, open up the people's government, and then let's fix healthcare policy for the American people.
I don't even know like what moderate fucking Democrats. Like what maybe the only one I think is like Cortez Masto and what? Yeah, Chuck is not also like Chuck has never listened to the fucking left. He still has not even endorsed Zohran Mamdani. So again, he's not listening to anyone on the left. Like Cope, Seethe, and Mulled. The left is also agreeing with like what Chuck Schumer is doing here, saying like we just need like healthcare to be actually, you know, like not solvent, but like the tax credits which are popular with the ACA, with the American people, just fucking extend them. Like that's all they're fucking asking for, and you people are just capitulating. Not capitulating, but are just inherently disagreeing with that. Again, like we understand that you guys hate negotiations and do not believe in that fucking concept, but this is how it fucking works, you dumbasses. I keep saying like that vote on fucking culture was so fucking damaging, man.
Questions?
Mr. Vice President.
That's a lot.
Mr. Vice President, there's two key Democrat lies I would like to get your on and see if you can address. The first is that you're seeing a number of top Democrat leaders, from Kamala Harris to Chuck Schumer to Hakeem Jeffries, claim that it is a Republican shutdown caused by Trump. The second is that they're out there now claiming that they don't want to give health care to illegal aliens. Can you address both of those lies from the Democrat Party?
Yeah, so on the point that it's a Republican shutdown, look, it's obviously a Democratic shutdown. Just look at the vote totals in the House, look at the vote totals in the Senate, and look at the President of the United States' own action and conduct throughout this crisis. Nearly every
It was a in the fucking Senate. How the fuck is it goddamn like it didn't get through the fucking filibuster? The votes were like what? It was like 52 to 47 or something. So, yeah, you guys own all three branches of the fucking government, and you still couldn't pass a goddamn continuing resolution on the fucking budget of the Senate. You guys are just fucking pathetic. Like, again, you need to negotiate with people, and you couldn't fucking negotiate with people because you just you got orders from on high from the president saying like we don't need them, so don't negotiate, don't talk with them. And now you guys are shocked Pikachu facing that the government is fucking shut down. Dude, this was exactly what fucking happened. Again, another fucking goddamn, let's be honest here, like order and from on high from Trump himself, instantly fucking backfiring on the Republicans. Whoa, who would have thought?
Every single House Republican voted to open the government, Matt. Nearly every single Senate Republican voted to open
the
government.
That's actually a really good point there, Alex. Yeah, if you think AOC's in charge, yeah, why aren't you negotiating with her then? That's a little interesting.
Last night, and even to their credit, a few moderate Democrats voted to open the government. That's not a Republican shutdown when nearly every single Senate Democrat votes to shut it down and every Republican voted to open it up. It's just obviously not true. Now, you can disagree about a number of things, but you can't disagree about the obvious fact that Republicans voted to open the government. The president stands ready to sign that opening of the government. We just need a few more Democrats to join us in that effort to open the government. Your final question.
Because again, they just can't deal. They don't want to fucking deal with the fact that that your side is basically negotiating in incredibly fucking bad faith. Like, again, maybe if you just come to the table in good faith, then they're going to negotiate. I know that's like a radical idea for these complete, utter fucking stooges and dumbasses, but if you negotiate in good faith, then people are going to want to talk with you about stuff, JD. That's how it works.
Legal alien benefits. Look, the text is very clear. And I even saw, I think it was George Stephanopoulos, in an interview with Mike Johnson, did a fact check that was totally rooted in baseless claims. It was basically Democrat propaganda. If you look at the legislative text that they gave us, they tried to turn on two separate provisions that would give healthcare benefits to illegal aliens. Number one, if you're an American citizen, you've been to a hospital in the last few years, you probably noticed that wait times are especially large, and very often somebody who's there in the emergency room waiting is an illegal alien, very often a person who can't even speak English. Why do those people get healthcare benefits at hospitals paid for by American citizens? The answer is a decision made by the Biden administration that the Trump administration, working with congressional Republicans.
Oh, right. I forgot to mention this. So the main problem that the Republican Party is having is the fact that if people go to the ER, even if they're fucking illegal, they want them to fucking be turned down. Dude, do you really want anyone going to the fucking ER, for fuck's sake, if you're complaining about fucking wait times? You want the fucking hospital to check their fucking birth certificate and stuff in order to be able to get a necessary, needed fucking surgery? Are you fucking insane? In reality, and I say that rather rhetorically, yes, they are totally okay with basically everyone having to bring their fucking papers, bring their passports, have the goddamn hospital check their birth certificates in order to be able to, let's be quite honest here, have to get a fucking necessary surgery. Because in reality, these people do not want the poor to be healthy at all whatsoever. They just want them to fucking suffer and die. And personally, yeah, I think that if anyone shows up to the ER and they need some fucking goddamn help, yeah, they get the fucking goddamn help that they need. That's how a actual country runs things. But then again, Republicans do not want to be able to run an actual country. They just want people to fucking suffer. So genuinely, this is fucking insane, dude. Like, there are provisions already saying that if someone shows up to the emergency room and there is a big problem with them, like, they are supposed to get the surgery that they need in order to be able to survive. That's how, like, having a society works, JD Vance. But the Republicans are not interested in living in a society. They'd prefer everything to be some, like, lawless fucking jungle where everyone just, like, suffers and dies. And whoever is strongest is the one that ends up being on top. Very, very cool.
Undid. We turned off that money spigot to healthcare funding for illegal aliens. The Democrats, in their legislative text, want to turn it back on. That's one thing. The second thing, Matt, is we all know that there are various ways in which the Biden administration waved away illegal.
Yeah, dude, because it's going to definitely not be more expensive to want to deal with, like, a bunch of people who are dying to be put into fucking body bags and shit. Like, it's so stupid, man.
Status. They gave parolees. They gave asylum claims to people who were really claiming asylum. And when they waved the magic wand of amnesty, giving millions of people legal status, even though they were in the country illegally, they also...
People who claim amnesty, you fucking moron, and claim, asylum is a right by international law, you dumb motherfucker. And Biden let in a bunch of migrants via TPS because of, again, and it seems like I always have to fucking bring this up. Oh, because of this. Oh, I wonder why a bunch of Venezuelan migrants came up to the United States of America. Well, it couldn't be because of a funny little thing called the Venezuelan coup that Trump tried to orchestrate. it failing absolutely miserably, and as a result, Trump deciding to retaliate with harsh sanctions on the Venezuelan economy, causing it to go into hyperinflation and forcing people to leave, causing a migrant wave. Like, this is a fucking problem that your fucking president caused. Again, I'm gonna bring up the fucking TPS extended, temporary protected status, how it got fucking expanded. Guys, hey, why are there a lot of Venezuelans here? Because of that fucking goddamn coup attempt. Like, about 60% of the people that were given TPS status was because of this shit. Like, again, your fucking commander-in-chief, your fucking goddamn party was the one who caused this. You are the motherfuckers who did this. You should take some fucking goddamn responsibility for your actions, JD.
Gave those people access to healthcare benefits. So what the Democrats are engaging in is a sleight of hand. They're saying, no, those weren't illegal aliens who were getting healthcare benefits, even though everybody, knows they were in the country illegally. It's a lie told by the Democrats that they're not trying to give healthcare benefits to illegal aliens. It's a lie that is obviously untrue if you just look at the text that they gave us, and all you have to do is understand that
it's already in the law such that if you show up to the fucking ER, that you get the healthcare that you need. That's how it fucking works. Like, it's so fucking stupid. And it's a fucking Republican healthcare proposal to begin with anyways. It's so fucking dumb, man.
this is about who benefits. We think the American people's government ought to benefit American citizens. The Democrats are willing to shut it down to benefit illegal aliens. The contrast couldn't be more clear. Peter.
Thank you, Vice President Vance. The big
Just lie, forehead.
You guys say illegal immigrants are getting taxpayer-funded health care. Democrats say you're lying. That makes it feel like it could be a really long shutdown. Is this going to be a long shutdown?
You know, I don't know. I can't predict what congressional Democrats are going to do, Peter, but I actually don't think it's going to be that long of a shutdown. This is a pure guess from the Vice President of the United States because I think we saw some evidence that moderate Democrats are cracking a little bit. They understand the fundamental illogic of this. Look, for years, every single one of us, we can remember Barack Obama on the White House lawn. We can remember Chuck Schumer. We can remember Nancy Pelosi for years. In Chuck Schumer's case, for literally decades, we've heard them say, you don't shut the government down over policy disagreement. Okay, Republicans think this thing about healthcare, that thing about healthcare. Democrats think this thing about...
Bro, your fucking president literally talked about not fucking talking at all with the goddamn Democrats whatsoever, and everyone is saying extend the healthcare subsidies, and they're blaming you for that. And you're the one who's actively refusing to extend any of the fucking healthcare subsidies. This is all on you. I don't know how many times we have to fucking say this, but unfortunately we have to keep saying this till we're blue in the face. You are the motherfuckers who are responsible for this fucking shutdown. It's all you, bro.
Immigration Republicans disagree. Whatever those disagreements are, you don't shut down the government over. For the first time since the Democrats...
Oh, I'm sure.
They're now saying...
Oh, by the way, there was also 0 shutdowns that happened under Biden. It's interesting how there have been consistent shutdowns happening under the Trump administration. This is either... I think it's like the 3rd or 4th shutdown that's happening under the Trump administration.
Get every policy item that we demand, we're going to shut down the people's government. They're trying to take a hostage, and we're not going to let them.
And the administration announced today that $18 billion bound for New York transportation projects is going to be frozen so it can't go to DEI programs there. But the timing of this, does announcing that today mean that you guys are going to squeeze Chuck Schumer's home state until he wins?
Look, I haven't talked to Russ about this morning, but look, I'm sure that Russ is heartbroken about the fact that he's unable to give certain things to certain constituencies. We want to do everything that we can to help the American people, but when the Democrats shut down the government, we have to actually do a little triage to make sure the most critical and most essential services are provided. The government does a lot of things. Of course, Republicans think that the federal government probably does too much, but there are a lot of critical things the federal government does that absolutely all of us would agree need to do. Our troops need to get paid. Our air traffic controllers need to make sure that people are flying safely and on time.
So basically, these are all also things that have been cut consistently by fucking Russ Vogt. I think all of the fucking sort of ethics and sort of like government oversight and making sure that there's no ethical violations have also all been cut by fucking Russ Vogt through Project 2025. Almost as if the point is to just build the fucking goddamn dictatorship. Again, all these fucking programs have been already cut by fucking Russ Vogt at the fucking sort of like federal budgetary office, because again, he's a fucking corporate fucking stooge with the fucking Heritage Foundation who just wants to make sure that there's a dictatorship within the United States of America. It's complete fucking nonsense, man.
We need low-income people to be able to access the food services that are provided by the federal government. There are critical things that need to be saved.
By the way, that they also cut in the one big beautiful bill. They cut SNAP.
Everything that we can over the coming weeks, if the shutdown lasts that long, to ensure that people get the essential services they need, despite the fact that Chuck Schumer has shut down the federal government. It's not going to be perfect because we are in a government shutdown. We are going to have to lay some people off if the shutdown continues. We don't like that. We don't necessarily want to do it, but we're going to do what we have to keep the American people's essential services continuing to run.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Thank you for being here. Yesterday, President Trump said, as a result of the shutdown, we'll be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected, and the Democrats, they are going to be Democrats. Has the administration asked agencies to target federal workers who they believe to be Democrats in these reductions of forces?
We're not targeting federal agencies based on politics. We're targeting the people's government so that as much as possible of the essential services can continue to function.
What the fuck? No, the fuck you're not, dude. Like, literally, all of those, by the way, NIH people, not NIH, but rather, NOAA people that they fired, they all rehired all of them because they weren't able to find stooges to go into those fucking places. Because again, none of those people fucking exist. They have been consistently firing a bunch of federal workers, basically giving them extended fucking vacations that were fucking paid, and hiring all of them back secretly without anyone fucking noticing. Because it turns out there's not a lot of fucking federal workers that are available in order to be able to take those particular positions, because these people are fucking completely, utterly moronic. They have no idea how to run a fucking government. It's so fucking buffoonish.
Function. That is the question the president has asked the entire government, is fundamentally, okay, we're in a shutdown. That causes some problems. The troops aren't getting paid. There's nothing that we can do about that while the government is shut down. But there are essential services that we want to make sure, as much as possible, they still continue to function. That is the principle that's driving us forward during the shutdown. It's going to continue to be the principle that drives us forward. But let's be honest. If this thing drags on for another few days, or God forbid another few weeks, we are going to have to lay people off. We're going to have to save money in some places so the essential services don't get turned off in other places.
Again, like I've said before, they've already been laying off people. It's so stupid.
Of the government shutdown that Chuck Schumer and the Democrats have foisted upon the administration.
So what do you mean by they're going to be Democrats? He said there's going to be Democrats.
You laid out a lot of the pain and problems that would come with a Democratic shutdown, and yet in the Oval Office yesterday, the president said that a lot of good could come from a shutdown. So square that circle. Which is a Democratic-caused crisis or a Republican opportunity for reform?
I think all the president is saying, Phil, is that he wants to make sure the American people's government functions as well as it can, despite the fact that we're in a shutdown.
I'm sure.
And that means that we're going to have to triage some certain things. That means certain people are going to have to get laid off. And we're going to try to make sure that the American people suffer as little as possible from the shutdown. That's what the president is saying, is that yes, this is a bad thing. Obviously, the president is trying to reopen the government, but we're going to make things work as well as we possibly can, given the constraints that we have.
And all those policy differences for the discussion and negotiations come later. During the Biden administration, Democrats twice voted.
Again, basically, constantly. Like, these are the fucking motherfuckers who have been basically making everything not work normally through all their fucking cuts with, like, Doge and shit. And, again, they've been consistently firing a bunch of people and then rehiring them secretly after realizing, like, whoops, it turns out we kind of needed all those people in order to be able to do their jobs, and what we're doing is incredibly fucking stupid.
To expand these Affordable Care Act tax credits, but those were supposed to be temporary, and they were slated to expire at the end of the year. As you sort of crack the door open to negotiation at a later date, would the party that ran on defunding Obamacare really negotiate about potentially expanding Obamacare?
Well, Phil, what we've said to the Democrats is that we're willing to have a conversation about how to ensure that Americans continue to have access to health care, and frankly, they should have access to better health care at a lower cost. We inherited a mess of a healthcare system from the Biden administration. It's why the president has worked so hard on the most favored nation status for prescription drugs.
All they did was just maintain the ACA, man. Like, mess of a healthcare. What, do you think Biden didn't even pass any fucking healthcare policy whatsoever? The only thing in terms of, like, healthcare policy he did in, say, this would have been in the Inflation Reduction Act, is just allowing Medicare to be able to negotiate drug prices. Like, that's it.
Drugs. It's why we care so much about lowering the cost of prescriptions and why we're doing everything else. We're willing to have that conversation, but I think it's important to bracket the healthcare policy conversation because it's separate from the government shutdown. We think that we can open the government and then have the conversation about what best healthcare policy to fit the needs of the American people. That's all we're trying to do.
No, you're not. I don't believe him for, like, even 1 second. Like, let's just say what he's saying hypothetically is true, and that's exactly what happens. The government immediately reopens. Let's be honest here. Do you think that they're going to come to the table to negotiate at all whatsoever? Fuck no. Why would they? They've already passed their budget priorities, and they've already passed and got exactly what they wanted. Do you really think that they're going to come to the table in order to negotiate? Absolutely not. Why would they? The Democrats just capitulated. Why would they come to the fucking table? They have no reason to. It's so fucking stupid.
That's all we're trying to accomplish. We've got to reopen the government first. Now, Caroline, I don't know how you do this, how you actually choose people, because I don't know 90% of the names in here. Is it just who's the best dressed? Okay, I really like your shirt. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. You are president of the Senate. Can you talk about what you're doing, what the administration is doing to try to get other Senate Democrats to vote to open the government?
Yeah, we're talking to a number of our colleagues, Democratic and Republican in the Senate. I talked to a number of them last night. The president, of course, is talking to them as well. I think there really are two categories of demands that I've seen privately from congressional Democrats. I think on the one hand, those who are negotiating in good faith are saying, look, we just want to make sure that we're able to have a conversation with the administration about some of the critical needs that we see that need to get fixed over the next few months. We recognize it's kind of absurd, and a lot of them will admit in private that it's kind of absurd.
Literally, you and President Trump had a fucking conversation. You didn't fucking agree to anything whatsoever, and in response, your fucking president decided to post an AI fucking video of a mariachi band in the fucking goddamn background, playing their fucking goddamn music with Chuck Schumer, and not Chuck Schumer, but Hakeem Jeffries in a sombrero with a fucking mustache. You people are not interested in fucking negotiating in good faith. Bullshit.
absurd to shut down the people's government over these disagreements, but just agree to negotiate with us in good faith on these issues. And of course, we're having that conversation with them. Then there's another category, people who say, give us everything we want, or we're going to keep the government shut down. We just write those people off because they're not negotiating in good faith. And frankly, we don't need it. We've already got 3 more Democrats last night than I thought we would get. And I think it's because they recognize the illogic of the position of taking the entire American economy hostage because they don't get their policy priorities. So 3 moderate Democrats joined 52 Republicans last night. We need 5 more in order to reopen the government. And that's really where we're going to focus, is how to get those 5
I'm sure they did.
Thanks, Mr. Vice President. First 2 questions. Are there plans to meet Democratic leaders again in the coming days, or are you planning on plucking out senators one by one?
So that's the whole question?
No, I got a second.
Okay, go ahead and ask the second question.
So the president's been posting some images of Leader Jeffries and Senator Schumer
I saw.
recently. You've said that you're interested in good faith negotiations with these leaders, but what message does that send? Is it helpful just to post pictures of Leader Jeffries and a sombrero if you're trying to have good faith talks with him?
Oh, I think it's funny. The president's joking, and we're having a good time. You can negotiate in good faith while also poking.
Actually fucking pathetic, dude. Yeah, he's doing a little trolling, guys. It's a joke. It's funny. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna say this again. Trump said initially, do not fucking negotiate with them. There's no point in fucking negotiating with them. Just now he wants to do a little poke, haha, fun, stupid, dumb fuck AI video. Like, please spare me it. Like, there is no point in fucking negotiating in good faith with these people when none of these people at any point in time are interested whatsoever in fucking negotiating in good faith. I'm telling you, really, the consequences of that vote on fucking culture that Chuck Schumer decided to go with like a complete fucking dumbass is why they're being treated this way to begin with. Thank you, Chuck Schumer, for doing that for like literally no fucking reason, you complete moron. So it's just like, I don't know, man. It's so ridiculously fucking stupid because, again, this is an issue of the Republicans' own fucking making. They did this because they themselves are not interested in ever negotiating in any good fucking faith. It's so fucking ridiculous, man.
Poking a little bit of fun at some of the absurdities of the Democrats' positions, and even poking some fun at the absurdity of the Democrats themselves. And I'll tell Hakeem Jeffries right now, I make this solemn promise to you that if you help us reopen the government, the sombrero memes will stop. And I've talked to the President of the United States about that. Now, to your first question, are we negotiating one-on-one? Are we negotiating in groups? Look, I will go to the U.S. Capitol right now and meet with Chuck Schumer or any Senate Democrat if it helps us reopen the government. Most of the conversations, in my experience at least, have been one-off. We're also, of course, relying on some of our Senate Republican colleagues who have good relationships across the aisle. We're going to do whatever we have to do is the answer. And I think it's tough to predict what shape this negotiation is going to take over the next few months. But I feel good about the fact that Democrats already realize privately the fundamental irrationality of their position. I hope that they're going to publicly acknowledge it and reopen the government.
Oh, I'm sure, dude. Like, yeah, man, the Democrats are the ones with the current irrational position, and the position that is currently being adopted by these complete utter motherfuckers is just like, we just want 24 million people to suffer for no reason, and by not extending the ACA tax credits. Like, fuck you guys, because they have like some schizophrenic delusion that there's constant illegal immigrants claiming that they need to go to the ER in order to get fucking health care, which is just not the fucking case. It's complete utter nonsense.
Back out.
Mr. Vice President, you responded to a post on X of Chuck Schumer on the House floor back in 1996, railing against illegal immigrants receiving taxpayer-funded benefits. You said Chuck Schumer once recognized that it was disastrous to give illegal aliens rewards for breaking the law. Now he wants to shut down the government unless we reward illegal aliens for breaking the law. Why has Chuck Schumer changed his stance?
That's a good question. Actually, it's a very tough question. Asking me to get in the head of Chuck Schumer.
Great. This is a great question.
Is that the entire Democratic Party, the political leadership, not every Democrat nationwide, but the political leadership of their party has got it into their heads that the only way to be compassionate is to be compassionate to illegal aliens rather than American citizens. If you go back to what Bill Clinton was saying, even Barack Obama in some cases, what he was saying about illegal immigration 10, 15, 20 years ago, you would put them on the MAGA right based purely on their rhetoric around illegal immigration. So I don't know why they've gone so far to the left. I think it's bad for the country. I think it's bad for them politically. But our principle, all I can do is speak for the president that I serve and the country, the administration that I serve right now. We believe that the American people's government exists for the American people. That means the people who have the legal...
Whoa, fucking Bill Clinton used to be a stupid, further right-leaning fucking shithead. Whoa, crazy. And politics fucking changes. Things fucking change. People's beliefs and thoughts and stuff fucking change. Now, is Chuck Schumer being honest in any of that? Probably not. I don't think there's an honest bone in fucking Chuck Schumer's body whatsoever. But again, let's be honest here. This is so fucking stupid because, again, this is not about illegal immigrants. They have to keep talking about it being about illegal immigrants. They just want to fucking extend the ACA tax credits so that 24 million people do not lose their fucking health insurance. These motherfuckers are okay with 24 million people losing their fucking health insurance. That's all that it is. And they have to consistently deflect and not talk about any of that stuff because in reality, they are okay with 24 million people losing their fucking health insurance. That's all that there is to it.
Legal right to be here, and that's why we're fighting to reopen the government. And unfortunately, the Democrats are fighting to shut it down for the benefit of illegal aliens. And I'll take a couple more, and then I'll let Caroline. I'll go back to my day job, so Caroline, go back to hers. All right. Yes.
I'm just getting back to the
sombrero. You said that the president's joking, but Hakeem Jeffrey says that these memes were racist. What's your response to that? And just if I may briefly go off topic, Secretary Hegseth yesterday made an edict about no more beardos in the military. Just wondered what...
Sorry, what did he say?
Beardos. Beardos. Sorry, that's my accent. Just wanted your response to that.
Oh boy, beardos! Funny!
And a speech that really is just oriented around returning the American military to the very high standards that it has had for virtually its entire history until Joe Biden came.
Dude, they're advocating for fucking generals to do fucking physical exams and stuff, and he's like trying to implement the philosophy that the U.S. Marines have on every branch of the fucking military. It's not like a return with a V to high standards. It's all about fucking stoogery for people like Pete Hegseth. I think recently he also said that he wants everyone to take fucking polygraph tests because he has like some paranoid schizophrenic delusion that everyone is seemingly plotting against him, when in reality what he's doing is that he's just a paranoid little freak who is just put in because he talks nice about the fucking current president that's in power and is just a stooge to fucking power. Like, that's about it. It's so fucking stupid, man. Like, completely and utterly ridiculous. Like, and again, the fact that he's trying to make everyone take a polygraph test, and by the way, every fucking general, after being told, like, what was their reaction to this, they were just like, wow, that was the most stupidest shit on the fucking planet. Why the fuck was I forced to have to sit through any of that? This was very stupid. They're doing, like, all their culture war talking points and bullshit, and they're bringing it into the military for some fucking reason, which is an accurate statement, and it's just like, dog, like, we're not interested in any of this stuff. Like, you just pulled us here from, like, all over the world to do, like, a campaign rally, for fuck's sake. Like, why the fuck did you do that? That's so fucking weird and stupid. Because it's exactly what it was. It was just a campaign rally for them.
Came along and decided to lower standards. I think it was bad for our military. I think it was bad for our troops. When I was a young United States Marine, I did not have a beard. I am now the vice president, so I get to do what I want to do. But I think Pete's trying to re-implement high standards, and that's a very good thing. On the sombrero thing, I mean, Hakeem Jeffrey said it was racist, and I know that he said that, and I honestly don't even know what that means. Like, is he a Mexican American that is offended by having a sombrero meme? I mean, I saw one of the major TV stations put the meme up and then say, this is AI generated.
Okay, the reason why it's... Holy shit. The reason why it's fucking racist is because you're implying that the Democrats are doing everything that they're doing right now in terms of negotiations for fucking illegal immigrants. That's not the fucking case. It's a lie that you people have concocted, and you're just continuing to fucking lie about it. And yeah, it is based on fucking racism. Like, it's a racist lie. That's how it works. It's stupid.
Generated. And he had like the curly animated mustache too. It's like, the American people, do you really not realize the American people recognize that he did not actually come to the White House wearing a sombrero and a black curly animation mustache? Like, give the...
Are you sure about that? I've seen enough Trump supporters to know that they probably believe that because they're really stupid.
Country a little bit of credit. We're all trying to do a very important job for the American people. The President of the United States likes to have a little fun when he's doing it, and I think that's,
yeah, the very important job of cutting health care for millions of Americans.
One more question.
In every previous shutdown, workers have been furloughed, not laid off. So why does the president want to fire some workers and not just furlough them? Why is this shutdown any different?
Well, first of all, we haven't made any final decisions about what we're going to do with certain workers. What we're saying is that we might have to take extraordinary steps, especially the longer this goes on. We're going to have to take extraordinary measures to ensure the people's government operates, again, not perfectly, because it's not going to operate perfectly in the midst of a shutdown, but operate as well as it possibly can. And I think that
they've already been firing people, by the way. It's stupid.
Democrats, if they're so worried about the effect this is having on the American people, and they should be, what they should do is reopen the government, not complain about how we respond to the fact that Chuck Schumer and the Democrats have shut down the government in the first place. Thank you.
Lying. It doesn't matter. Just keep lying. Just keep saying stupid bullshit. These people are liars. Nothing that should be said or should be fucking believed in any circumstance. Again, Mike Johnson is a liar. The Pudgy Doughboy is a fucking liar. All these motherfuckers are fucking liars. Trump is a liar. Everyone's a liar. Everyone is fucking stupid. And, well, they are basically saying straight to your face, we think you're stupid. We think you're dumb. That you're going to fall for this shit yet again. So don't fucking fall for it. Like I've been saying before, the government should just stay shut down. Keep it fucking shut down. Because again, you are trying to negotiate with a side that is fundamentally uninterested in any negotiation whatsoever. They are dishonest. They are willing to lie, cheat, steal, do whatever the fuck they want in order to maintain power. They are liars and they are charlatans, and as far as I'm concerned, the Democrats should just keep the fucking government shut down until these motherfuckers right here fucking capitulate. I don't think there's really much else to say besides, like I've been saying consistently before, you do not fucking negotiate with these terrorists. They just want to basically have more and more people suffer and lose their fucking health care. That's all that is, in order to justify tax cuts for more of their corporate fucking buddies who are the main people who got them into office. Fuck these motherfuckers.